Okay, in this video we're going to be checking out another toy drone here. This is the FQ777 FQ31. I haven't done a review on an FQ777 toy drone in a while. This is one of their latest models, and it's super tiny. Obviously it's folding. This is sort of the trend these days, is the little tiny pocket drones. And the arms just fold out like so. The back arms pop out like this. And you get the front arms pop forward. Pretty quick and easy, and in a crash they'll just collapse and then you just pop them back in. It's not a big deal. Little power button up here on top. You get this nice, pretty nice 1S battery. It's a 350 milliamp hour 20C LiPo. It just charges via this little USB connector, micro USB connector. You can just plug it into any kind of phone charger or USB cable to your computer, and you get a really long flight time with this battery. I was getting well into the 5 to 7 minute flight time on this little tiny 1S battery, which is pretty impressive. And it just slots in here and just plugs in like so, and you just power it on via the button. It comes with a little camera. There's two versions of this. This is the 480p camera. There's a 720p camera version as well. The video quality from at least this version is not so great. You'll see that at the end. It's pretty, in my opinion, pretty low quality. But there's a 720p version for a little bit more money if you're interested in that. Honestly, I don't really consider these toy things to be very useful for pictures and videos. Just kind of like a gimmicky type of thing. You can capture some stuff and put it on Instagram if you want, something like that, but it's not really that high quality. I think we got here some 6mm motors and some pretty decent props here. I think that's why it's got pretty good efficiency. It's really light and small, and it just fits in the palm of your hand. Now the controller here is super tiny. You can see my thumb basically covers the whole gimbal. Altitude hold here, centering throttle, but it takes a little getting used to in terms of flying it. It does have pretty good control, but the controls are so tiny. Just take a little bit of getting used to, but it's not that bad. Got an on-off button here, headless mode button, one key return, takeoff landing button, emergency stop. So if you run into trouble and you want to stop the props, hit this button and it'll just fall out of the air or stop the props. You got a rate button here, or speed switch. So you have speeds 1, 2, 3, and you have a 3D flip button here, and this is where your phone will go if you want to capture video via Wi-Fi FPV. And then you have a battery bed back here for some AAA batteries, and I'm just using some AAA rechargeable batteries. So you just need 3 of those. So that pretty much covers all the functions of the drone. Pretty easy to set up. I actually even bothered to read the instructions. You know, that's the kind of thing with these toy drones. You don't really need to have a lot of knowledge to get these up in the air and go and fly it. That's pretty much what I did, and I kind of judge all of these toy drones that way. If I can get up in the air without reading the instructions, that means that it's you know, it's fairly intuitive, and it should be pretty easy to fly this thing for a beginner. Anyway, go and take this outside and give it a fly. Just drifting a little bit to the right. I'm gonna have to land it and recalibrate. Still drifting off to the right. There's no trim buttons that I can see on the controller. There's a little bit of a wind coming from my left, so that's probably what's pushing it. As you can see there, when you run into something, the props just stop. Doesn't look like there's any damage. Looks like it's still pretty smooth. These sticks on the controller are really tiny, and it does make it a little bit hard to make small maneuvers. But it's not too bad. I'll show you the image from the camera at the end. It's a little, well, the quality isn't that great, so I don't think that's going to be the highlight of this. It's going to be more for flying line of sight, I think, and it folds up nice and small, but controlling is not too bad. Alright, let's try some flips here. Flips are pretty easy to do. Let's go into the second rate. So the first rate is pretty controllable. If you get some windy conditions, you probably want to go to the second rate. That's how fast it is in the second rate. Alright, let's try this is the third rate. Oh, it's really twitchy in the third rate. It's fast. It could definitely be more fun if you've got a little more skill. Whoops. So crashed into the wall there, and the arm just got unlocked. But everything looks okay. And it looks like we got still more battery life here, so I'm going to keep flying it. Still in the third rate. Try some funnels. Pretty good funnels. Flight time is pretty long on this battery. Try the headless mode, see how that works out. So I flip it around and that still works. So headless mode does work. So it can be in headless mode and be yawing like this, and it'll just go wherever you point it at. Oh, and I think that's the end of the battery there. Yeah, I'm running out of battery, I think, here. Try yaw a little bit slower. So this headless mode works pretty cool, actually. And it looks like it's pretty stable now. So now no wind, so it's not drifting too much. That's about as stable as I've seen it. But yeah, I don't think like any of these small toy ones in the wind, it's not going to do so well. Right now there's no wind. Really long flight time on this battery. Really, really impressive. Yeah, probably close to the end of the battery. Okay, so here's just a little sample video from the camera on the drone. Very, very, very narrow field of view, lots of jello. I would say it's probably one of the worst cameras I've seen on one of these toy drones, and the quality is pretty poor, so I would not get this with the camera at all.